Hello, hello, welcome or welcome back. Let's sit back, relax, have a snack, and enjoy. Sit at My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 16. He remembered shouting into the void as he was quickly being drained of all hope. He remembered reciting chants to conjure up something, anything that would give mercy to his desperate cries. He shook hands with Josiah, right on his brother's grave, mere hours after he was laid to rest. Arden's teeth gritted together, his feet tensing in his shoes. It was so early in his trip. This train ride was hours long till he got back to his home state. He didn't want to dwell on those tragic memories the whole way there. He could already see his time slipping away from him, gazing past his seatmate and watching as the early sun began rising brighter. This is just how things had been. Arden's eyes panned the room, seeing other people moving around, talking, chattering about their trip, waiting on breakfast, changing with the times. While he sat there, hardly moved, hunched downwards in his chair, unable to get the sign of his older brother's coffin out of his head. He had the opportunity to move forward so much sooner than this. Arden's mind drifted to Chrissy. She seemed so happy and excited about life. No true bitterness towards the misunderstandings and hurt she experienced, despite her similar situation to his. Arden frowned, trying to shake out of it. What was the use? He was here now, and trying to forget that past and live happily in the moment was no longer an option for him either. His cautious hand slowly rose up his shirt to his necklace. The item held so much more importance to him. Only now, it was laced with something that made his head swim. Why was Josiah not telling him more? Why did he have to stab Yara? Was he doing right by coming home after doing this? If everything he believed in was true, why did he feel so guilty about doing it? Arden slowly got up. A few passengers glanced at him as he did so. Arden looked at his seatmate, wondering if he should get them up for breakfast too. He decided against it. He walked to the row headed to the other cars. He could feel the slight rumble while he walked as the train continued steady down its tracks. On its way, he could see the sights going past him through the windows as he went by. Things weren't familiar yet. He still had a long way to go. While he was looking down, navigating himself, finally making his way to the cafe cart, he had to stop abruptly, hearing someone shout out, stopping him just before he ran into them. "Whoa! Excuse me there!" The man chuckled. Arden stepped back, looking from the map to the man, shaking the disoriented look off his face. "If you're going to breakfast too, don't even bother with asking them what they're serving at the dining room. They're so stuck up about us even sitting there," he huffed. "Oh, is the, cafe included with the ticket?" Arden asked on surety, keeping his head tucked down. He noticed the man's tense shoulders and the way he loudly exclaimed parts of his speech while looking back at the cafe's doors. "Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But no, they expect us to buy everything here, while those snobs get complimentary. They don't even have to leave their rooms if they don't wanna," he continued to fuss. He started getting uncomfortable looks from the other patrons as they passed him in the hall. "That sounds..." Arden began responding, but was quickly interrupted. "I know, it's ridiculous! And you know, between us, I'd like to give all these fancy idiots a lesson. I work hard, and they get to just slide through life. Come on, look what I had to pay for!" the man exclaimed, shoving his 2 granola bars in Arden's face, making him frown and back up. He jumped back a little further and the man threw the 2 packs onto the floor. "I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down, or you'll be taken off at our first stop." Arden turned to see 2 members of the staff standing there. He backed off, watching them arguing a little longer, before the man walked off in a huff. Arden kept his gaze away as he noticed one of the staff members looking at him briefly, before they finally walked off too. Arden glanced at the doors leading to the cafe, then back at the disregarded bars on the floor. He leaned down further with slightly blurred vision. They were still perfectly wrapped, and it didn't look like the man who bought them was coming back. An unsure hand outstretched to them. He had to have fuel to keep going. He was tired, sore, and hungry. He knew he didn't have much of anything to his name, and if he had to pay for a real meal in the cafe, this was the only chance he got for something to eat. He was meant to last on this train for hours. Arden quickly took the granola bars into his pocket, eyes darting, his stomach growling almost on cue. He moved swiftly out of the hall, heading back to his seat. Arden plopped back into his chair, noticing his seatmate was gone, and a few people were once again stirring. He carefully opened his first granola bar, taking a cautious bite, hunched over in his chair. The flavor was a sweet vanilla with strawberry and almond chips. It tasted good until he had to swallow it down. His stomach felt like a pit, filled with a bundle of twisted nerves. He couldn't seem to enjoy life's simple offers. Again, it appeared as though he was being observed through all of this. Or rather, maybe he just felt like he should be, unallowed to sit here among the people, looking forward to the holidays with them. If he felt this bad already, how could he possibly fare getting back home with everyone? Arden questioned himself, staring down into his palms after squeezing down the last nauseating bite of his stolen bar. Right now he decided to try and rest again. He had been spending most of the previous night on his feet working, but with the anxiety he was already feeling, he knew a lack of sleep would only make things worse. Arden wrapped his arms around himself, slumping down into his chair. No word from Jazia, no taunting whispers, and no further direction. A clear mind filled with only himself shouldn't be so painful. Yet, Arden couldn't think of a worse way to spend this ride.